Hi everyone. I'm not sure how all of you are feeling, but I know a lot of people are really taking strain. Anxieties are high, uncertainty about whether we're going to level 3, are we going to remain on level 4, are we a hotspot? And I think mentally it is starting to be really challenging for a lot of people. So this week we spoke to Dr. Kim Laxton, who's a psychiatrist, about mental health in lockdown, what we are possibly feeling and how we should deal with it, and then also about social media and the influence that it has on us at this time. So here's a quick look at some of the things we spoke about.
I think that this is my interpretation of mental health in a COVID-19 era, that there are two pandemics. It's not simply an infectious one. It's actually one of mental health as well. And my message, if I had to give one take-home message, if you're going to remember one thing, is that what you're feeling is normal. What you're feeling is okay. What you're feeling is your feeling. It's subjective and it's deeply personal, and that's okay. And at some point, if you feel that you need to reach out and you need to find a space and a person that you can just connect with and talk through these unknowns, that's okay too. Be kind to yourself. If you don't get the washing done, if you find that you left the sheets out on the line and there was a fat thunderstorm and they're all filthy and dirty again, don't destroy yourself over it. We are adapting. Individuals are adapting. We as a world of people have been put into a time of trauma. We are required every single day to fight in some way, whether that's protecting ourselves or protecting somebody else. Protecting somebody else might very well be isolating them, might very well be staying away. We are being put into a situation of what if and how can. What if we find a vaccine? When will that happen? How can I do this differently or better? And that is trauma. It's about survival. There's only one thing that travels faster than COVID, and that's panic. And panic hits every emotional aspect of one's brain. Panic hits the anxiety center, it hits the mood center, it hits the endorphin center, because all of a sudden you're motivated to do something. You know, it instills a whole sense of my brain is kind of on fire and I don't know what to do with this. The problem with social media for me is the misinformation. It's the enjoyment or the accessibility to people to create panic, to get the likes or the comments, whatever it is that those people need. When you want to get factual information about the disease, go to factual places. The WHO, the World Health Organization, the CDC, the NICD, which is in South Africa, which gives good guidelines, good practical clinical advice, and gives epidemiological sound fact. If you want to do that, then you do it. Going into News 24, 15 times an hour, it's not going to give you any more information than it did at the beginning of the hour. So pick your time when you're going to read the information that is going to be published, and pick your sources of data. I am proudly South African to say that that is what South Africans do best. We come together as people and we find the vulnerable. And these moments of kindness, generosity, time, taking the moment to think about helping one's neighbor, are acts of mental health. Those are very, very powerful forms of treatment. And I do encourage people, as a last word, just if you're going to be kind to anybody, be kind to yourself. And don't judge yourself for perhaps getting things wrong and not ticking off the list. Don't judge yourself for not being the best parent in the world. Just be kind to yourself. Limit your access to social media. Choose what you listen to. limit the time that you spend on it. Take those 10 seconds to really think about responding to something that you would naturally knee-jerk to. And finally, we as a culture, we as a South African population, leadership all the way down to the smallest acts of kindness, we can be proudly South African. And that's what's going to get us through COVID-19.
The link to the full interview with Dr. Kim Laxton is available in the comment section and also on our YouTube page. Thank you so much to Dr. Laxton for your time and your insight. We really appreciate it. I think the main takeaway is that if you're not feeling like you're coping with everything that's going on, your anxiety is a bit out of control, or you're just figuring out how to navigate all these emotions, you need to reach out and speak to someone. The South African Depression and Anxiety Group, sadag.org, have a fantastic website. You'll see on the right-hand side, there's a whole bunch of numbers that you can contact to speak to. These are trained professionals and they're here to help. There's no cost for the service, so you really need to reach out and get yourself or those you love or those you know the help that they need. We need to look after ourselves and we need to look after each other. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon.